very carefully to it. I'm going to take it from my phone and I'm going to put it as close as possible to the mic, listen to it, and then I'll make some comments with reference to that. I would preface it down the road with a few comments. So please listen carefully and just remember, always have a pen and paper when Mr. Johnson is on the platform, and we'll take it from there. Okay? All right, so let me do this for you now.
For 30 years, the U.S. government ran a secret war, not against an enemy, but against its own citizens. They wanted to know how much radiation it takes.
Oh, sorry about it. Somebody. I can't take this call now. I'm on the air. I can't take the call. I'm on the air.
For 30 years, the U.S. government ran a secret war, not against an enemy.
All right, folks, I'm going to try this again. It always happens like this. As soon as I start playing this, calls just coming in like crazy.
Enemy, but against its own citizens. They wanted to know how much radiation it takes to break a human being. Under the plutonium files, the AEC and CIA injected prisoners, hospital patients, and disabled children with plutonium and uranium. In Massachusetts, 73 disabled kids were fed radioactive cereal under the guise of a science club. At Vanderbilt, 829 pregnant women were given vitamin drinks laced with radioactive iron. The goal? To see if the radiation would crawl across the placental barrier and poison the fetuses. These files stayed top secret for 50 years until declassified in 1993. Most victims died never knowing they weren't patients. They were lab rats in a government-funded nightmare. For 30 years, the U.S. government ran a secret war, not against an enemy, but against its own citizens. They wanted to know how much radiation it takes to break a human being. Under the plutonium files, the AEC and CIA injected prisoners, hospital patients, and disabled children with plutonium and uranium. In Massachusetts, 73 disabled kids were fed radioactive cereal under the guise of a science club. At Vanderbilt, 829 pregnant women were given vitamin drinks laced with radioactive iron. The goal? To see if the radiation would crawl across the placental barrier and poison the fetuses. These files stayed top secret for 50 years until declassified in 1993. Most victims died never knowing they weren't patients. They were lab rats in a government-funded nightmare. For 30 years, the U.S. government ran.
All right. I'm not sure about the clarity, but I hope you get what I'm saying. And I will preface it later on in the program and why I played that first thing this morning. All right. So good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. I hope everybody's doing fantabulously fantabulous. Good morning to my Dollar Fort people. Blessed morning, blessed morning. Hey, Bodie. Good morning, my brother, Kurt McKetney. Good morning to you, man, a.k.a. Bodie. How you doing, my brother? I hope all is well, man. Hope all is well. I haven't forgotten about you, my brother. We go a long way. And as a matter of fact, all my $4.40s. You know what I'm saying? So, Corporal John, good morning to you. Blessed morning to everybody. Dollar Fort folks, good morning to you all. My place of birth. Good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Josiah. Blessed morning to you. Hope you're doing wonderfully wonderful and continue to shade under the golden branches of the Creator's love and care. Blessings to you. Scrappy, good morning to you, man. Mark First Cousin, good morning. Jason Matfee, Wagwan, my brother. Good morning to you. And Penella and crew, blessed morning to you. I tell you guys, you must not call her Penella. That don't sound right. Penella. Wagwan, girlfriend. Hope all is well, man. You and your crew in this morning taking some lessons, all right? Got some good things coming up. I want to talk about BPA, which is bisphenol A. I'm going to give my take on that, and you guys can take it from there. So, good morning, blessed morning, blessed morning. Blessed morning, Mrs. Spencer. Good morning to you, my dear. Hope you're doing fantabulously fantabulous. Good morning to you. Miss Gettins. Good morning to you, Miss Gettins. How you doing? Tanel, good morning. Blessed morning to you, Deja. Deja, how are you this morning? Did you how was your night? Is everything cool? Deja, I'm gonna try to get a flyer from you, and I want to talk about the business. This lady is extremely ambitious. She's just a serious go-getter. And I want to talk about she's the honey girl. When I said the honey girl, I literally mean the honey girl. She sells honey, pure honey, and anything that Mr. Johnson endorses, Johnson endorses, either I try it or I research it myself. Right? And that honey is proper honey. Proper. So y'all need to check out Miss Deja. I will give you her phone number at the end of the show. I hope I remember to do that. And you could give her a call if you want to get some honey. And other good things. And when you talk to her, you'll see what's going on. We got to help one another in, because this is what we're missing. All right? Another thing that I wanted to talk about this morning, there was a note that I wrote, something that I wrote in the past with reference to our situation as human beings and what we have to deal with in Trinidad and Tobago. I hope I haven't missed anything thus far. But before I do that, I'm going to read it again. It's something that I wrote and I read it on air about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm going to read it again this morning because of the current crisis that we're facing in our country today. We're not in a good place. And let us not pretend that we are, because we aren't. And every single one of us together could make a change. We just need to stand up against what is going on here and the people who believe that they empower that kind of craziness that's going on in our country. I'm going to do that. All right. So, because it's some kind of madness that's going on here. It truly is. I hope. Anyhow. Before I go through that, I just want to remind you again, this is, for those of you who locked on the first time, this is Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at 92 East Drive in Champlain. I am a fitness expert, self-proclaimed herbalist practitioner, and I give you that knowledge. My disclaimer, Mr. Johnson considers himself an intelligent brother because he does not know everything. So grand uprising again to every single person. All right, Corporal John, I'm doing some more. I'm going to send the link. Relax yourself a little bit, man. The link will come in. Let me just run to do this quick. I'm not that savvy. I want you to listen to this. I wrote this, and I sort of put it in a way where it sort of mimic our intonations and our accent, our Caribbean thing. You know what I mean? So let me start. Good morning, my people. Bless rising. Okay, listen and listen good. We too busy pulling down one another while something bigger sit back smiling. A system that knows exactly how to press our buttons. Keep we fighting, keep we distracted while it feeds off our pain. And we playing right into it. We playing right into it. Brother against brother, sister against sister. Everybody think they're right. But hear this. Every time you tear somebody down, you're weakening yourself. Every time you choose pride over unity, you're tightening your own chains. Wake up. Wake up. This is not about strong. This is not about strong or who is right. This is not about who is strong or who is right. This is about who is aware. Right? Because the moment you see the game is the moment you could change the play. Listen to it good. I want to read that part again. Because the moment you see the game is the moment you could change the play. We don't need more noise. We need more connection. More real love, more real understanding, more lifting up. And more, let me just know something here. More lifting up, not breaking down. Fix the mind and everything else will start to realign. Stay sharp, stay grounded. Stay sharp, stay grounded. Stay rising. Much love coming from Mr. Johnson. Folks, I read that part because we country not in a good place. We're not in a good place. And I'm not going to spend much time talking about that this morning. I'm going to try to keep things in a particular way because, you see, again, Trinidad and Tobago, we oscillate between dormant and explosive. I always say this. That's what we do best. The things we're supposed to rail up and make noise for, we stay very quiet. And the things we're supposed to stay quiet for, we make real noise, which is bacchanal on Facebook, talking other people's business. When a brother or sister falter, you jump in and you make all kind of noise and you do all kind of craziness and say all kind of nasty filthy things about them because they sinned differently than you. And I use the word sinned differently than you. We need to wake up, because you know what? If we were more together people, then the things that are happening in our country that we complain about, we would be able to fight it together. But you see, the dismantling, the ungluedness, the myopic thinking minded way that we have is what is going to keep us suppressed and oppressed. The very things that we complain about, we help build those prison bars. And as I always say, yes, those prison bars. And as I always say, when the prisoner becomes the prison guard, we all are in a lot of trouble. Because when the people who can see through the cracks start speaking up, they becomes the villain. They become the villain. They become the people who are creating problems. Because 90% of this planet is followers. You understand what I'm saying? The 1% sit back and then they relax. And then out of the 1%, we have 4%, which are the gatekeepers. And the gatekeepers come after the 5% who eyes are open and see through the crack in the wall and call us bacchanalists, creating problem for the society and all kind of stuff except the real reason. Y'all better open up your eyes. Well, Mr. Johnson, what are you talking about this for? This has to do with your program. Everything. Everything. Which takes me right over into the first thing that I started with this morning. And I wanted you guys to listen to it very carefully when I started what I started. And I chose to do it that way because I want to talk about why do we eat the type of foods we eat. You see, the United States government, you see, I want to play that because, you see, if that is in my video, I had to learn how to play. I tell you, when you understand the game, you understand the play. You know how to move. So don't hate the player. Hate the game, right? Because you have to choose how your motor, you got to know how to dance in that kind of mud. In that kind of morass, you got to know how to dance. And let them shut down the video now because it's not Mr. Johnson. Let them block my video now because it's not Mr. Johnson say it. You know what I mean? It ain't Mr. Johnson that said it. It's Mr. Johnson who preface it by something else. So they could shut it down if they want. Okay. So let me go on. You know the reason I talk about this? We believe that this United States of America is such a great place. It's such a fantabulous place that it care about us. Real bad. That they love us real bad. That the West love us real bad. And the people who are sitting on top of all the wealth ain't do nothing to get it other than steal, murder, pillage, and kill all the people. And we look at that as the most beautiful. I live there, so I know what's going on. And I work too. I work. Why am I talking about all this? Because they have no problem poisoning our food. They have no problem putting chemicals in it. I told you guys, what is the difference between a drug and a chemical? What is the difference? The difference between a drug and a chemical, as far as the CDC and the FDA is concerned, intended use. Let me repeat myself. What's the difference? As far as they're concerned, intended use, which means it gives them the right to insidiously, maliciously put certain chemicals in our food that can cause endocrine disrupting. And some of those endocrine disruptors create problems for many women who have polycystic ovarian syndrome outside of eating crazy food because those endocrine systems are inside of the food. There are other things like BPA, bisphenol A. Well, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Bisphenol A is one of those things that is on receipts. You know, sometimes you hold a receipt, you see it black. You better go and wash your hand real quick. And you're wondering why your head hurting you, why you're having problem with your period, why you can't even get pregnant. All them kind of things that's going on. You wonder why with testosterone so low. Bisphenol A, read on it. Go and look it up yourself because I can't talk about everything from me there in a descriptive and compartmentalized way. So you can go in there and check it out yourself. Yeah, so, and for the people who have a problem when Mr. Johnson get passionate and I can't modulate my voice, listen, I'm sorry. Listen to the message and stop finding faults. Because if you think my voice is too boisterous, look into yourself and you'll see why you have a problem with Mr. Johnson. You'll see why Mr. Johnson shift you. Okay? All right, so Let me go on. Good morning, Seema. I hope you're doing fantabulously fantabulous. I hope you're good. And Mr. Brother Jason McVie, I know I just see a voice note from you there. I'll read it after. I hope you're somewhere and I hope you're hearing me. All right, my brethren, love in the house to you, man. Blessed love in the house to you. I hope the people who are, let me see if I can quickly send, tell you I ain't so savvy, you know, quickly send this, this link to a few more people. And then and then I would start to get a little bit loquacious. Loquacious means talkative, and try to educate the people the best way I can, the best way I know how. All right. Good morning, Marlon. How you doing, man? I hope you're good. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Blessed morning to you. I hope you're good. All is well. All right. Let me leave this here for now and try to concentrate on what I'm doing. All right. So Marlon, again, blessings to you, man. Now, again, from the onset, the reason I started that tape is because I want you guys to who think that the US of A is such this great place and the things that is going on in this world is such a beautiful thing. We wondering why. But let us focus on Trinidad and Tobago for a little bit here. Let me talk about this for a little bit. All you know, we're ranking top 10 on the face of the earth in murder. Well, that's something I need to... The entire globe, Trinidad and Tobago in top 10. Are we there a very bad place? Are we not look good? Are we not look proper? Me and just talking on I have inputs in what I can do because I study a lot. I read a lot. And again, let me just again insert my disclaimer. Mr. Johnson considers himself an intelligent brother because he does not know everything. Let me twist it another way. Mr. Johnson he don't know everything. He know everything. All right. Let us put that to rest for a little bit. We're not in a good place. Let me show you again how we're in a bad place that directly relating to our health. Do you know that Trinidad and Tobago is like 12.4% in terms of diabetes? Globally, we're 37th. Globally. Wagwan at Trinidad and Tobago. We're not proper. We're not in a good place. We're not proper. And all of us together has to do something to make this, to alleviate some of the problems. And I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Johnson. While I build up a buffer for people who may not like me, which I really don't care about people's opinion in that regards, I care about the people who care about me because I know they want to see me go. Those are the opinions I will value. But the rest, the out there, the Facebook, the platform who want to, I don't care nothing about that. Hear what I care about. I hope you could take the time, give yourself and do yourself the favor and listen to the message I bring. I sure have something there for you. Every day is not a good day, but there's greatness in every day. Mr. Johnson do the best he can, the best he knows how. The reason I'm on this platform, you know, let some of you know this. Is I paying for this? And I want to remind all you, I pay for this. If that doesn't tell you something, I love my people. I sincerely love my people with every fiber of my being. And because that is sincere and it coming from a great place, it buffers everything that is not positive when it's thrown at me. Because as I said before, we crush, as I read just now, we crush one another because somebody else sinned different than you. Here you are bad-mouthing people, making idiotic, inept comments like you never do nothing wrong. Like behind closed doors, because some of you, as Bob Marley says, if night should turn to day, let's scatter. But yet you're there knocking another brother or sister like crazy. We all of us, need to wake up. Again, let me inject this because all of us come from dysfunctional family. Every single one. None of you out there and know Jesus Christ's nephew or niece. None of you. We all come from broke up home, disrupt family, Plus, we were programmed a particular way from the inception. It's called slavery for almost 400 years. And we never get no counseling for that. Yet we're breaking down one another consistently, consistent. And just it just gives us the fuel of knocking another person down because that make you feel good because you are insecure. Somebody shows up your insecurity. Let us all wake up, man. We all need a wake-up call. Let us love one another. Stop being unglued. Let us love one another. So Trinidad and Tobago ranked 37 on the face of the earth in terms of diabetes. And diabetes is, metabolic disease is a proxy for diabetes. It's the reason why we are so high, because Trinidad and Tobago try to mimic the United States in everything that the United States does. We try to mimic that. Plenty of people ain't going to like this talk. Plenty of people won't like this talk. After all, what do I always say? We rather safety and comfort than truth. Safety and comfort than truth. There are many things I can't see on this platform, and it's the reason why I chose to play that stuff. I hope people hear it. I'm not sure what the clarity was, but I hope people hear it, because certain things I just can't talk about. I know that I can't talk about it because my life will change forever if I do have a life. I knock on wood for that. But ladies and gentlemen, we need to somehow go within that journey, go within and do what we need to do in order. Our business should be making each and every one a better person than we were yesterday. That should be your mantra every single day, rather than jumping on a platform to make idiotic comments about something that a person give their opinion with. And I would say this again, me and my opinion, you know, but if you're going and criticize, have a solution. Other than that, sit yourself down. Sip some tea and sit down. All right, so let me just go on with this. I was asked a question yesterday, and I'm going to talk about this because I don't like to talk about. I like to make generic statement, and I don't like to make things that are individualistic, because that don't look really good. Me not upon them comments business there, and it's the reason I don't practice fractionated nutrition. What is fractionated nutrition? I get a phone call. Mr. Johnson, you have anything for prostate? Yeah. Well, how much you selling it for? Don't go down that road with me. Your prostate is a precipitation for something else. Come in, let's talk about it. Mr. Johnson, how you doing this morning? Everything is good, man. How are you? Good, man. But I just want to know if you have anything for testosterone level and impotence and all that. Yeah, how much it costs? Me going down that road with you. Come in and let's have a talk. The consultation is free. I don't do fractionated nutrition. You're the same one who's going to turn around and say, man, they sell some product, they're not proper. No, what's improper is you. And that's why I want to talk about this. This is why. Many of us go through certain pathologies in our lives. And because of those pathologies, it led us to go to our GP. Our GP now administer certain pharmaceutical product. Again, let me just put all your hair in place. Let me just let you all know very carefully. I love my nurses and doctors all the time. I support them all the time. They're under stress 24/0. And their response to you or reaction to you is not going to be at best at times. You're dealing with nurses and doctors who work overtime, and real tired, and you coming to them for something you could surely avoid. Many of us are there because we are overeating and we are eating the wrong foods. We just too greedy and not paying attention to details. What are the reasons why people are diabetic? Is because they're greedy. You eat ultra processed foods before the insulin skyrocket. Before the insulin come down, you're going and you eat again. And this is and we were programmed that way, to eat 6 meals a day, eat 3 square meals and snack in between. And none of the meals that you eat for, which is 3 square meals, ain't proper, and the snacks not proper neither. When is the insulin coming down? When you are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. But hear what? I'm going to say this very clearly. This call entails, Mr. Johnson, can you guarantee me that this stuff is going to work? You see, this happened before and it shifted me and I went on my back foot. I don't know how many of you guys are at this particular age. I know a lot of elderly people listen to 901, so they would know what I'm talking about. Long ago when cricketers are around, I used to glue to the radio watching my cricket and stuff like that, and there was this commentator they called Rafi News. And Rafi News used to always say, yeah, and that's a wicked googly. Many people today playing cricket wouldn't know what a googly is. But a lot of elder people will know what a googly is, because the googly comes to you very deceptive. And you're either going and out or you're getting you in real trouble and embarrass you the way you're going and move. Right? Because when that googly come, based on the arm action of the bowler, you play for that arm action. It just goes the other way. Many times you lick out your stump or you take an edge. So I know they're going to take this as a googly. And I don't want you to take it the wrong way. So let me just put in again, I love my nurses and doctors who overworked. And some inept comment was made about them, but they're greedy. But that's another story. I would leave that alone. Because you see, we always afraid to say certain things because we don't want to upset certain people. Meanwhile, the sore keep festering and festering and festering until it just starts rotting. And the stench becomes so unbearable, you and all who protect it can't stand the stench. If you're protected, stay there and take the stench. That's just my thing. So we ask the question, you may go to your practitioner and they give you certain pharmaceutical stuff. That's what it does. That's your frame of reference. They're going to give you a prescription. What that does is burn through, a lot of times, that burn through the nutrients that you have in your body. And it damages your organ and a whole bunch of stuff. Your kidneys, your liver, your bladder, all those things get disrupted because they have to filter all the side effects. And let me just remind you again, the word side effects is a beautiful way to put you down softly, because that ain't no side effects. It's another pathology. Your body just have another disruptive pathology, and when that start affecting you adversely, you need another drug for that one, and then that one start again. You need another drug for the another drug for the another drug. I hope you get what I'm saying. So my point is, very simply, you come to me and ask me if I could guarantee. No, I'm not going to talk that kind of story with you. Hear what I'm going to tell you in any comfort. If you follow what I ask you to do, there's no maybe, if no ands, maybe, but if no ands. You're going to get results. How quick those results are, I don't know. If an individual is prepared to pay me, because I can't put a GPS on everybody, but if you are prepared to give me 150 grand and what we just call an bull pistol, I could follow you around right through. I'm giving you a guarantee for sure, because I'm making sure you sleep when you're supposed to sleep. I make sure that you're not stressing. I'm making sure that you eat what you ought to eat. I make sure that you process things correctly, because I will be over you. That for sure you can guarantee. Outside of that, please don't ask a question. You be disciplined in your own sphere. Be disciplined and do what I ask you to do. And no quick fix. When it comes to botanical herbs, and no quick fix, because you deal with the root cause. You don't deal with the downstream of a symptom. You deal with where it comes from. And so I was explaining again to the gentleman who called. If he finally got what I was saying by me simply breaking it down this way, I said, this is the easiest way I could bring it to you. I want you to think about this. If your vehicle is overheating and the temperature gauge is heading to red, that temperature gauge just heading to red isn't your problem. I am not telling you it's not dangerous. I am telling you that's not your problem. Your problem is what causing it to go into red. Many of us look at our particular current situation and believe what they are actually facing is the problem. i.e., high blood sugar. High blood sugar in type 2 diabetes. High blood sugar is not your problem. It is very dangerous, but it's not your problem. Your problem is insulin resistance. That is the precipitation why your blood sugar skyrockets. And eating ultra processed foods. Also, if you don't sleep proper, if you're a person who's sleeping 2 and 3 hours a night, your blood sugar going and stay up for a very long time. I'm telling you right now, you're going and have serious insulin issues. That's another problem right there. How you manage your stress. So in this case, this is what I was telling the guy. Give me the 150. I will follow you for 3 months with the bull pistol. You're going to get results for sure. Because first of all, you don't want to hear my mouth. That is number one. Well, we can talk about the bull pistol. Right? But the point I'm making simple is this. No pun intended. The point I'm making is this. We seems to have these pathologies that your body warn you for more than 5 to 10 years or even more. In the case of type 2 diabetes, is more than a decade and a half. Or you hear what I just said there? More than a decade and a half before you actually come down and diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, because your body warn you. It fight. Eventually, in order for you to live, the body makes an adaptation. And that adaptation is type 2 diabetes, because it's called cellular dysregulation. Cellular dysregulation, because you're accustomed waking up in the morning, you run, you get a Coca-Cola, you go and you get one of the staples on them, and that is your repeated breakfast throughout the day. Or you're running one of the major fast food outlets, and you get one of your stuff there, and that is what you eat. All day, every day. You don't even drink water. That becomes your meal. Listen, folks, there are hundreds and thousands of biochemical processes that takes place in our body every single day, even when we are sleeping. How do you expect our body to make these hormones, testosterone, estradiol, estrogen, epidendrosterone? How do you expect our body to do that? Renew 40 trillion cells if those are the type of foods we eat in. Yet some of us still live. But we're not living longer. We are dying longer. Let that sit in your chest for a while. Because you see, many of us, we're not proper, but we live in. We live in. And we purposely do these things to ourselves. Purposely. And our excuses, we preface it with, I go eat. Our excuses, it's too expensive. Those are our excuses. So we already made an indictment on ourselves how we are going to live this. That I can't process. Because at some point in time, you're supposed to get some signal that shift you and beg you to do the right thing. Too many, folks, too many amputations in Trinidad and Tobago. Way too many. Folks, there are too many prostate cancer. Way too many. Too many high blood pressure. Way too many. Way too many. Too many people between the ages of 35 and 45 are on at least 3 to 7 pharmaceutical medication. Why? You want to tell me we can't do better? Is that a fashion show? Is that something that is ingrained in us, that we feel this is the way life is going to be and this is how part of life and it should be that way? If you are thinking like that, Mr. Johnson is here to tell you, change that thinking. Because when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I could only do so much. But I will continue to press on. Because you see, when you find your purpose, when you eventually found your place in life, and you know you're on purpose with this, with what you have to do, nothing becomes challenges. Challenges becomes opportunity for you. The sky is the limit. You don't care about you don't care about the cacophony. No, you don't care. The cacophony, I mean noise. You don't care about the noise. You don't care about the outside noise. You can filter the cacophony by your dharma, what you do, what you're on purpose with. And I think I'm there. Disclaimer, Mr. Johnson considers himself an intelligent brother because he does not know everything. I want to remind you again. If you eat, let me explain insulin again to you. Insulin is a hormone that is beautifully intelligent by that one that created us. And I may remind you, many people, which is the training of allopathic reductionistic medicine, do not believe the human body is imbued with an intelligence. That is not an individual belief, so don't knock me for it. It's not a religious belief that our nurses and doctors have, that they embrace. No, this is the training and the umbrella in which they sit. They do not believe the human body is imbued with an intelligence. And let me preface it by saying this. You go to sleep at night, you're dead to the world. Your heart still pounds within the crevice of your rib consistently. Who running that show? Or let's tell me now. Whatever your concept of God is, or infinite intelligence or source energy, something running that show. Well, that particular medicine don't believe that. And I will tell you why. When a pharmaceutical products, medicine, with all good intended purpose for our nurses and doctors, let me just put that in again, because them not make them drugs there. Right? Get that straight. All that does when it goes into your biochemistry is deal with the downstream of your symptom. That's all it does. So what I'm saying is, they believe, because of not understanding that the human body is imbued with intelligence, they believe that the human body is loaded with a bag of biochemical processes that when it is broken, it cannot be mended. It can only, and I'm talking about chronically, it can only be managed. Hence the reason they are so good at acute trauma. As I tell you guys before, surgeons are like God. You could get into an accident, 98% dead. People get news all over the place. By so and so getting an accident, maybe they're going to make it. 3 weeks down the road, 4 weeks down the road, they're making massive recovery. 2-3 months, you see them out walking proper. Because we surgeons good like that. Why? Because they can see it. They can see the problem. Hence the reason why acute trauma is their wheelhouse. Or you understand what I'm trying to say. I am just giving you knowledge. I am not trying to tell you, Mr. Johnson, better than this or better than that, because I hear somebody come and tell me, well, you're talking like that. You never went to medical school. And I said, exactly. That is why I can pontificate from this dispensation emphatically clear, without fear of what anybody may think or say. That's the reason. Because I never been to medical school. I said, smoke that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. He get real quiet. Because I ain't defend it, you know. I just put back what he tried to say. Let him think about. Exactly what he put at me, I give it back. Give him back. Let him think about. Of course, I never went to medical school. But forget that. And because they can see the problem, they can take care of it. You get a baby, you get gunshot wounds, accident, you fall off a building, your teeth, You have to go and do the extraction, anything that they can see. That's allopathic training. They're good at. Chronic disease, wrong dog for the hunt. That is not an insult. That is not an opinion. That is scientific facts and context. Scientific facts and context. Process that for a minute. All I'm here to do is guide you down a road. I'm not telling you what to do, because Mr. Johnson is not about trying to convince anybody. No, Mr. Johnson, I'm not here to convince. I am here to convey. Mr. Johnson is not here to tell you how you should think. You could think however you want. Mr. Johnson gives you information so that you can process and give you something to think about. Let that sink in. I'm going to say this very, very clear, and I know again it's going to shift a lot of people. A lot of people come to me and stuff and they have high blood pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, the benchmark for blood pressure has shifted many times. For those of you who know it as 120/80, it wasn't always like that. Or you hear me out? It wasn't always like that. At one point in time, blood pressure was 145/95. It moved from that to 115/75. There are two more, which I can't really remember the numbers now. But the point I'm making is that shift to suit the money. Follow the mullah. You see, I say all this so that you all will understand. The first thing I let you listen this morning, I like to talk with contextual relevance, so that when somebody play, they want to back me up, which you can't, or think you could have me capitulating, jumping out, which you won't be able to do, is so that you can go. Because things I give is raw. I give you cross references and context. So don't argue with Mr. Johnson. Go and argue with what I gave you. Maybe there's something for us both to learn from. Okay? Because it have people that sit there and ready to fly off the handle to condemn you, which nobody can with Mr. Johnson. I didn't give you permission to do such, so you can't do it. I didn't give you permission to make me feel small, so you can't do it. That's already been ordained internally. So mash your brakes, because you're not going to walk by me. All I'm here to do is give you as much information that I possibly can, because I love my people, and maybe that can improve your health profile. This is for everybody who's listening to me, wherever you are. There comes a time when things will look a particular way. It will look bleaky. But just remember this. And it has everything to do with what I'm talking about here. Just remember this. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. That is not cliche or poetic. That is not cliche or poetic. And the kingdom of God, again, who or whatever your concept of God is within you. It's called consciousness, awareness. And the people above, the people who are in authority, spend millions, billions of dollars to keep us distracted so we can never go on the inside. I saw a woman crossing the road and her face is in her phone and the light is on green. I said, we gone. And she's just a representation of the disrupted mindset that we have to face within this world. Disclaimer: Mr. Johnson considers himself an intelligent brother because he does not know everything. Not because I make statement like that means I'm sitting at a reverend spot. But I am far from being reverent. I far from being reverent. I am a rangatang sinner who is aware of that. But hear what I'm saying to you now. I can come here and pontificate my truth without fear of any rejection or retribution from what comes out of anybody's mouth. let us sit in your chest for a while. Don't let it stay too long because it could ferment. You may have some problems. I am doing the best I possibly can to bring these information to you guys. So let me just remind you again. My phone numbers are 736-3962. 736-3962. Free consultation await you. You can get me straight, regular call, and WhatsApp. And the other number, 709-8450, 709-8450, WhatsApp only. So you come to me, a lot of people come with the high blood pressure. High blood pressure could be controlled. So let me just show you this, because this is what I was talking about. Listen to what Mr. Johnson is telling you here. Your blood pressure is supposed to be 110 plus half your age. Let me repeat myself. I hope my monitor is up this morning, you know. Yeah, I think it's up. Because last week I get kicked out. I had to look at my monitor. Your blood pressure is supposed to be 110 plus half your age. Once the bottom number doesn't pass 100, you're safe. You are safe. Process that for a bit. And there are a lot of botanical herbs that you can use to bring your body into to homeostasis in vitro. That's what it does. It can bring the body into homeostasis in vitro. Give Mr. Johnson a call today. I'm willing, and I will take you to places you will never dreamed of. Give the body the raw materials that it needs. It will go to war for you. I'm going to remind you again what is analogous to the human body real quick. The guys on the ocean floor that pull crude oil doesn't go in with car. There is a conversion that need to be had. That conversion will give you the oil that we put in our car, kerosene, and different type of stuff that come from the oil. That's why the world fighting over it. That's very analogous to the human body. Nothing that we put into our body goes in and stay the same. Nothing. The body can't accept that the same. Nothing that we eat. The body made a conversion, and in that conversion it's called methylation. If your body can't make that conversion, you're going to get a chronic disease. Guarantee. That's the secret they're keeping from you. Mr. Johnson will let the cat out the bag and take you to that journey. That is what happens. It's called methylation. If you cannot refine that raw materials, you're going to have a chronic disease. And you get Mr. Johnson know how to let you do that. That's what, if you're born with anything, that's what you're born with. Not being hereditary. As I told you before, beta thalassemia and stuff like that, that's hereditary. Don't tell me diabetes is hereditary. It's the antithesis of the truth. And it's a proxy for everything else that we suffer with. It's called metabolic disease. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is easing down. I hope everybody can take a little bit, extrapolate a little bit of something that I say here. In this life, we all need each other to be each other. Without each other, we're not each other. We got to come together. But I'm going to remind you of this. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody. You got to take care of you. Because without you, there aren't be or can't be no one else. Take care of yourself, ladies and gentlemen, and each other. As I sit here today, I give you my word. You'll get a free consultation, and that journey, I'm willing to take you through. Whatever it by any means necessary, until such time, man. As the time winds down, enjoy the rest of your day. Give yourself a hug. Look yourself in the mirror and say, "Me love me." And nobody cannot make me feel inferior unless I give them permission to do so. And Mr. Johnson telling you, no give them no permission. Say I love myself. Me love myself. Me like myself bad. Yeah, say that. And as the time moves down, me gone.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Iwer Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
On April 25th, gather around Team UNC for speeches on the state of the nation, including Prime Minister KPB 2.0.
The people of our country can be assured that assets that belong to them are now being managed in a manner to bring the greatest returns to our country and our citizens.
37 years of party, 1 year in government. Congress 26 from the Couva South Hall car park, Saturday, April 25th at 2 p.m. Live coverage on this station and all streaming platforms.
Better days are coming. Better days